Welcome back, everybody, to Wait a Second. We're in mid-game here. It's 13-12 for the Sandy Nanners. Hold on a second now. There's zeros on the game score, so it's game one, but we're in the middle of a game here. Let's get going. A hard spike there was well recovered by Jada, and that one's going to fly off the post and out of bounds for a Sandy Nanner point straight away there. Now that I have some time, welcome back to another video, guys, on the Sandy Nanner Network. JOSBSN on Jacko the Soccer Bro. Someone's going to get played up at the net, and Jack is going to be bigger and better at the net compared to the man in the orange shirt to win another Sandy Nanner point. They're off to a hot start, and what you can see of the video here. I'm not sure why we're missing the first part of the footage here, but Max does well to calm the play down, get under that one. Collins sends it over. We'll meet the Sandy Nanners in a second now. This one's got to get spiked over to Jada. Jada sends that thing. Max has no chance of getting to that one there. So we have Gavin in the back right here, Jada in the middle, Max in the front left, he's in the back left, Allison is in the front left, Colin front middle, and Jack is on the front right here as we are locked into a 2-point game as the sun is setting in beautiful central Wisconsin here, western Wisconsin, whatever you want to call it, as that point will fall off of the net in a spot Allison just simply could not get to make it a 1-point game. We're already entering in the last phase of this game. Yet this video is still 48 minutes long, despite the fact that it's Gavin. Wow, Max, good recovery. Oh, and Colin doesn't go up for it to send it over. Well recovered there, though, by Max after Gavin's hit. But yeah, we still have 36 minutes of video left here, despite the fact that we are entering into this one near the end. So we are in for some very good volleyball games here today. You can trust me on that one. Over to Max. Colin now goes backwards on it, sends it over. It's well recovered by Team Eber. That's who they're playing. Haven't even said that yet. Allison set for Colin. It's going to fly over off the net, and then Colin's touch is just put in a spot where Max cannot get to. And just like that, the small little lead that the Sandy Nanners had built up there from Gavin's serve disappears, and it is now with the team called Eber team, whatever you want to call them. Serve is up here over to Jada. Jada gets onto that one perfectly. Colin tries to set up Jack, but it's going to fly over to the other side of the net there. It's a free ball for Jada to deal with once again to Colin, and Colin again goes straight over with it. A good spot, though, but it is well recovered by Eber. Max once again doing well to call the ball, calm the play down. Tries to go for a quick little touch over, quick little set over, trying to pull a little sneaky one on the Nanners, but it's going to fall into the net and down to tie the game up as Jack is up to serve for the Sandy Nanners in his second batch of serves in this game, just the first one that you guys have seen. Absolute missile over into the middle. It's kept up somehow, but Max is there to kill it right away then regardless. There are the point updates. I wondered why it was taking so long to update, but we got there eventually. 17-16 now. Let's see if Jack can hit another serve like that again. Absolute rocket over. This one's going to fall into the top of the net and down. It was on a similar trajectory to the one before, but just needed an inch more of height and it would have been perfect. But nothing doing there for the Nanners to tie the game up at 17. And we'll figure out who the good and bad servers are, if there are any bad servers on this Eber team, as Gavin's touch is not going to help out his teammates there. 17-18 now. This Eber team is very solid. They're probably the best team in the league so far through the first half of the season. Actually, we are well into the back half of the season as well. The tournament is just in 2 weeks' time from the point of this upload, at least, as Max goes to kill the ball and sends it way out of bounds there. 17-19. The games are up to 25 in this one. These two teams prefer to play up to 25 compared to 21 because more volleyball. Who wouldn't want more volleyball? Gavin's touch. Max can get there. Max does well to get there. Colin just has to call him and send it over, and he doesn't. He misses the court there, and just like that, this is starting to feel like it could be out of reach for the Nanners already. Needing 3 points to bring it back to a tie, and then 5 points to a win from there. A good hard serve, and out. No, that's Jada. Jada does well to keep that thing in. Gavin has a free ball over, and he misses it again, going up with one hand. You have to think 2 hands would have helped in there, as Max is giving him a little demonstration. But alas, the point will fall for Team Eber. You know, you can say all you want from up here in the booth. When you're down on the court, it's a completely different ball game. Gavin does well to leave at that time, sending it over and out of bounds to give Colin a chance to serve. He's been a very consistent server for the Nanners throughout the season. I know that the stats have pretty much disappeared at this point in time, and I do apologize for that. But he's been one of the better servers for the Nanners. a very consistent hitter. Jump serve there, and it's going to do the same thing as Jack's, just hit off the top of the net and fall down. Unfortunately for him, just on the wrong side of the sand this time. 18-22 now. Nanners need to mount a big comeback here in the end. This is going to go over to Colin, who does well to get that thing up to Max. Max does not get the greatest jump on the ball, and it's kept alive well by Eber team. Jack is backtracking onto it up to Allison. Allison over to Max once again, and once again Max just simply cannot get the traction needed to get up in a position to kill the ball. This one's going to get sent over between Jada and Jack, and it's going to get left alone between the two of them. Jack simply not able to recover quick enough, and all of a sudden the Eber team are 2 points away from victory here in Game 1, which we joined late, and I do apologize for that once again here. Serve is up, and this one is over to Colin. Colin sends that thing straight up into the air for Max, who goes directly over with it and lands the point there. A nice little tip over, and that will be a nice kill for Max as Allison is up to serve. Let's see if she can be a bit of a reformed server from leagues prior. She goes for an overhand this time, and it is going to go over. Props to her. Jack calms that one down up to Colin. Colin just goes straight over with it into the back row of the Eber team here. It goes over the block of Max. Max gets a miracle touch on that one. Colin recovers for Allison, who is still down on the ground. And Max again up at the net. Max hits the spike. It gets brought back straight to him, and he gets the block to win the point. The much-needed point, it must be added, for the Sandy Nanners here. They need everything they can in this one. Any point falling for the Eber team will not be helpful there. Great serve from Allison into the front row. This is going to get sent over, and it's over Colin, and Jack just cannot recover quick enough once again, similar to beforehand. And all of a sudden, the Eber team are 1 point away from victory here. Sandy Nanners need to put on some of the best defense they've had all season if they want to pull this game out. Colin is going to get to that one. It's going to be on the line and played. This one's going to get sent over into the corner. Gavin's block will fall out of bounds. Nothing he can do there. Did well to get up on the block, but it will fall out of bounds there, and Eber team will take Game 1 in this one here. Quick little flashback to the past here. The Sandy Nanners lost 1-2 against the Eber team in the first matchup earlier on in the season. So they need to win both of these games here if they want to make an improvement on that one and potentially still take one of the top 2 spots available in the tournament seating here. A loss would not help them whatsoever, especially after the rough patch of weeks that they have had in recent times, as that serve from Jack will fall into the net and short. And yay, we have camera 2 now today. Camera 2's back, as that serve is going to fly out of bounds there. And it is Jada's ball now with a 1-1 game here in early doors of Game 2. The Sandy Nanners need to bring this one back if they want to have any chance of winning the week still. With Jada up to serve, though, their chances are good that they'll get some nice, safe, and guaranteed over at least serves. Jack uses his keeper skills to get to that one, but he just sends it backwards. And he might have own goaled that one if there was an 8x24 foot goal in behind him there. And the point will fall for Team Eber. He probably cut off Jada. Jada had a good look at that ball, but alas, the point will fall for the Eber team. This time, Jack does well to get underneath it, sends it over to Max. Max goes directly over with it. Gets tipped over in 2 from Eber team, and Jack to Max once again here, over to Allison. Allison with the back bump, and there's a little bit of a scramble there in the middle, but it gets well recovered by the Eber team. Over, Jack is there in the back, up to Allison, to Colin, who's going to land the point for the Sandy Nanners. Eber team just caught asleep on that one. Great volleyball there. Jack to Allison to Colin. Perfect 1-2-3 textbook play right there, as Gavin is up to serve. A 2's game right now in this one. Overhand floating serve gets hit straight back over in 1. Gavin sends this up to Colin. Colin goes far side on the court, and a little bit of a miscommunication there gives the point to the Sandy Nanners. An uncharacteristic error for the members of the Eber team here, who seem to be rocking a whiteout tonight, except for the one dude who might have just missed the memo or might be a sub. We don't know. So that one's going to hit over into the middle, and the spike attempt here, and it's going to find a perfect patch of sand. Colin's block was in the right spot, but the man manages to get a hand just to the side of it to send it over where Gavin could not recover to after his own serve. And 3-3. A close one early on in this one. Good offense from both sides has been shown. Defense as well. Gavin does well to get under that one. Speak of the Devils, Colin sends that thing over backwards again. Over in 2. Gavin once again having to scramble to get there, and he does well. Colin again with his kill attempt. It doesn't fall. Jack gets there, and Max gets beat at the net on that one. That's a tough play there for Max. Jack did everything he could to get underneath that ball, but he just sent it into the top of the net with enough pace to beat the hand of Max, who probably could have sent that thing over. A great serve finds Jada in a spot where he just simply could not get to it. That serve split the lines between Ali and Jada perfectly, and it's a 2-point lead now for the Eber team in Game 2 here. Can that serve be replicated here in this one? Not exactly. Goes over to Jack, who sends it straight over on the bump. And this one's going to get pushed over, and Allison just does not get to that ball. And it's a double or nothing now, 3-6 in this one. The Sandy Nanners need to start putting some points on, and quick, if they want to keep this game within winning reach. Jada sends it over to Jack. Jack goes straight over with it, and the spike attempt is going to fly out of bounds. He hit that thing with pace, but it wasn't going to fall into the sand. That was inbounds on the Sandy Nanner side of the court here. The sky is beautiful. It's a beautiful night in Wisconsin here for some volleyball, it must be said, as it is a 4-6 game with Colin up to serve. No jump serve this time, just a nice safe serve over. This one's going to get hit into the middle for the spiker. Max does well to get a tip on that one. Send it up for Gavin. Colin making his way all the way across the court. Jack sends it far. Good defense from the Nanners. This block attempt again for Max, but it goes over him. Colin tries to find Max in the middle, who does well to get a hand to it. And Max gets a hand to that one again. This time he manages to get a nice hand, but it goes into the net after Jada's rocket was going to fly under. Max did all he could to recover that one, but it just would not stay. Ball on the court. Hang on there. Timeout. There we go. It's still a 3-point lead for the Eber team as they are up to serve. Sandy Nanners need to put on some defense here, as that serve was a rocket into the corner there. Almost wish we were using the other camera angle to just see how on the line that would have been. That was a great serve. Nothing Jada could do. Serve once again, targeting Jada. Jada this time gets underneath it. Oh, look out! Down we go. Down we go. Oh, no. There's boos all over in the court, and just like that, we're down to one camera again. What a shame. Even when I have 2 working cameras anymore, we get knocked down to 1 anyway. 4-8 in this one. Serve is up and over to Gavin. Gavin does well to get underneath that one. Jack has a chance to kill it, and he does. A diving attempt to keep it alive on the dig was just not quite there. And Sandy Nanners finally bring a point back here, as Allison is up to serve here. 5-9 is the score in this one, and that's going to fall. That one's going to fall short. 5-10 now in this one. It's a 5-point game here as we are entering in the... We're not quite in the middle phase just yet. We're still in the beginning. This serve is going to get hit hard at Gavin. Gavin is being targeted today. Jack goes over with it. And this one's going to fly out of bounds. I do believe it's kind of hard to tell from this camera angle, but yes, the point.
Hey, hi!
Hello.
Hello, everybody! Hey!
Hi.
Whose is this? Anybody?
It's theirs. It's this.
Hi! It's on. He knocked it over. It wasn't me.
That's okay.
What do I do with it? But it's recording.
Nice audience participation there. Hoisting the camera there, as that one's going to fly out of bounds there after the serve from Max finds a great spot of the sand to go to. And we're sticking with 1 camera for a little while in this one. But the Sandy Nanners have brought it back to a 3-point game here. And 3 is better than 5. It's not tied or a lead, but it's better than it was before. A little 1-2 action there. That one's going to find Allison in the back row. And that one's going to fly over to Gavin. Gavin has a chance to block, and he does. Well done by him. 8-10 now in this one. Max just manages to go on runs when he's at the serving line for the Nanners. This is what he does. A nice hard overhand serve into the back row. Gets hit straight over into Colin to Jada. Jada to Gavin, and Gavin's going to send that thing out of bounds just a little bit there. 8-11. It's a 3-point game once again in this one. And I don't remember if this guy is the hard server or the underhand server. Even for, though, being an underhand server, if that is the guy, they're decent serves. Oh, he's lining up for an overhand here for sure. Sending that thing over to Colin. Colin gets under that one well. Max is just going to be the guy to send it straight over. Battle at the net, and it's going to fall between Colin's leg and Allison's arms there. Well hit by the man in the white hat to be another Eber point, and all of a sudden it's a 4-point lead once again. I say all of a sudden, even though it's been 3, 4, 5 points for a long time in this game already. Serve is up once again here. It's going to fly over Colin in a good spot there to get to it. Sent straight over. This time the kill attempt gets blocked by Jack. Man gets a great touch off of his foot there. It kept it alive, but it wasn't up enough. Not quite enough pop there off the outside of his foot after the block from Jack. And it's his turn to serve. Once again, you're trying to find that back corner there. It gets well recovered. Up to the man in the orange, and Colin's going to block it out of bounds. That is the third or fourth out of bounds block, I do believe, from the Sandy Nanners. There was one before the cameras turned on, for sure, I remember. And they've just been unlucky with those so far, getting good hands on the ball, but just sending them in the wrong direction. Alley does well to set it up for Colin, who swings at and misses. 9-14 now, 5-point lead for Team Eber has been reinstated. Try to put that one behind them real quick for the Sandy Nanners. That one was an unfortunate miss. We've seen that happen once or twice for the team. Max calm on that one. Over to Jada, up to Gavin, and Gavin's going to send it into the middle. Ooh, and a rough bump from the man in the black hat. We'll give Jada a chance to serve for the Sandy Nanners. They just need to go on a run here, the Nanners do. Because their defense has not been too bad, but then at the serving line, they only get one chance to serve or two chances to serve apiece, and they just need something to happen here. So that one's going to get hit hard into the middle, and Jack gets a touch on it, but that just, once again, similar to a touch he had beforehand, sends it away from Max, who was waiting for it with his arms ready. The serve once again goes over, this time to Jack. Collins just sends it straight over into. And this one's going to get hit into the net there for a Sandy Nanner point. It is hard stuck at a 3 to 5 point difference in this one. Let's see if Gavin can be the guy to go on a run for the Sandy Nanners here. He'll send it up into the middle. Gets hit by the front row, and Collins there for it. Hit. Gavin does well to get there. I don't know how to describe that hit. Collins just has to bump it over. Nice action there on that left side. It's going to hit it straight over. Jack this time is equal to it. Over to Allison to find Max, who goes to the man in the orange shirt there. Gavin with a rough one into the middle, and Jada is not able to get there after Allison's touch. And it's still a 5-point difference in this one. 16-11 being the score in favor of Team Eber. Jada up to Colin. Colin goes straight over with it. Gavin this time hits it well over to Allison. To Max, who hits that thing hard, and it gets well hit. Oh, I'm not sure who hit that ball there. Jada gets a good touch on that one. Allison does well to send it over. Jada and Gavin doing great jobs there defensively to keep that in as Max gets the block finally. Potentially a bit of a momentum point here for the Sandy Nanners, and they need one of those and quick. Entering in the final 10 points of the game here for the leading team, which is Team Eber. They need this win. This is a much-needed win for the Sandy Nanners here, and the game is all but over, but it has been pretty convincingly in the hand of the Eber team for the majority of this game. But Colin now gets a second serve, which is almost unprecedented so far in the game for the Nanners here. Finding a good spot in the sand there. And he does well to send that thing high and over to the man in the orange shirt, who goes into the middle, over to that left side, and the tip is good. Well recovered there by Jada, and that's going to land a point. Jada with an amazing dig to send it straight back over. And then all of a sudden, now it's a 2-point game. I feel like this time it actually is warranted to say all of a sudden it's a 2-point game. Colin is the guy at the line, but that point was all from Jada's defensive effort there. Well done by her. Colin's serve once again, this time goes far with it on that left side. Battle at the net, and there wasn't a battle at the net. It was shaping up to be a battle at the net, but that ball was just not touched. A little too tight between the net and the person there. And Colin can tie the game up here with a good serve, 16-16, just like it was in game 1. What can he do with his serve here? It's got to go up, and there was a call to leave. There was a call to leave from somebody on the Eber team, but that one was well in, and we're at a tie game. We are at a tie game in this one, 16s. Just as I was talking about how we haven't really had a Sandy Nanner member go on a good serving run in a little while, Colin just steps up to the line and does perfectly for him. This one's going to get hit over to Gavin. Up to Allison in the middle for Max now, who gets hit. And that dig was good and over. Jack now with a chance. Same play once again. And the block. Honestly, the block was good that it missed, because that kill attempt was flying out of bounds from the moment he touched the ball there. And that is the first Sandy Nanner lead in a while. I don't even remember the last time they had one, as Colin is still serving here. Going over to the man in the orange shirt as well to get that one up. And the kill attempt. And Gavin just has to get a hand to it, but that hand will not suffice. English is hard. Sometimes I feel like I talk like English isn't my first language. QB1 moment there, as we are tied at 17 here. Nothing Gavin could do on that one. That was a great hit from the man in the black hat. Gavin this time does well to get under that one. Jack sets it over hard. This one's going to get pushed over. Not quite. I thought that was going to get sent over, but it was a perfect set, which was well recovered on the kill attempt by the Sandy Nanners. This time the kill attempt will fall into the net, and we are still with a Sandy Nanner lead as Allison is up to serve here. I keep saying this, but there's ever been a time for an Allison serve to hit the mark. This is it. A must-win game now for the Nanners, and that one's going to be short. We're at a tie game here, entering in the last phase of the game now, for sure. I thought we were playing until 21 there for the last, like, 3-4 points there. We're going to 25 here, don't you worry. We still got plenty more volleyball ahead of us in this game as well. Not just game 3. As that serve is going to hit, it's going to doink. They hit a doink in volleyball. I didn't know you could do that. But hey, a point's a point. The Sandy Nanners will take what they can at this point as Max is up to serve. Mr. Consistent at the line as that one's going to get hit over and out of bounds as Max is still up to the plate here. 20-18. He can put the Sandy Nanners up to a 3-point lead here in a phase of the game when a 3-point lead is huge. A 3-point lead at this time of the game will... It won't almost seal it, but it'll certainly put you on the road to success here. Allie does well with that one. Jada goes up for Gavin. Gavin sends it far, and it's a scramble there from Team Eber. Finally, one of Gavin's far hits doing the job for the Sandy Nanners. And all of a sudden, Max is looking to put this game to bed. It's past his bedtime, he's saying, as he's serving this ball. 22-18, another serve, the same spot that he always seems to put it. Allie does well to do that one. Max just sends it straight over into battle at the net here, and Jack is going to win that one every single time against somebody of that height. At least you sure hope he would, being of the stature he is. And Max with a, oh, he changed it up this time. It gets hit straight back over and one. Allie with an assertive call on the ball. The hit, the set up to the hit for Gavin will go into the back corner. Gets hit straight back over. Gavin this time blocks it inbounds. You see him celebrating that one there, getting a nice heel of his hand on that ball. And all of a sudden, it is game point for the Sandy Nanners here. 2 runs from Max and Colin, respectively. What a serve! Was that in? That was in. Max just brought that out of nowhere on game point to steal the win for the Sandy Nanners. 25-18 in game 2. What a serve. I think Allison's going to go point out just where that hit. Unfortunately, don't get to see where she went with that, but we might just want to see some of that more often from the guy. He's pretty consistent, but if he can be hitting power shots like that game in, game out, whew. The other teams in the league better watch out. Jack goes up to Jada with this one, and Jada's touch is not there. And the first point of the game will fall to Team Eber for the 3rd game in a row. I know you couldn't see the first game, but believe it or not, I was there. I was there. I remember the score back then totally. I am a trustworthy narrator. Yes, I'm totally not a narrator that your English teacher would talk about in like AP Lit or something and say, now is this a reliable narrator? Or do we have to take what this guy says with a grain of salt like Frankenstein? As that one's getting, oh, we have camera 3 back. No, this is camera 2. This is just camera 2. We don't have camera 3. So that one's gonna get hit in a rough spot for Jada to get to. Jack goes to set that thing fading backwards there. The fadeaway set was not gonna put Jada in a good spot there, no matter how he did it. And Colin doinked it. There's been 2 doinks this game. Let's go. And it must be said that sky just keeps getting prettier and prettier over on the left side. Nice pink hues. Well hit there by Allison. And Gavin gets a nice fist to it up to Colin. I don't think that was planned whatsoever, but planned or not, that was beautiful for the 2 of them there. Might have just been a reactionary hit there. Max with a smooth one-handed catch. And camera 2, yes, let's go. Camera 2 is back up and functional here. Let's see what Jack can do serving this ball. This one's going to get hit hard over onto that left side. And played well recovered there by the man in the white hat. Oh, Lord. That ball is rolling. See you later. What do you say we just cut to the next serve here, shall we? Give it a sec. There we go. 2-2. Is the score in this one. The Sandy Nanners looking to win against Eber, which is a huge accomplishment. I'm not sure if that's been done by any team so far this year. Gets hit straight back over. Gavin with the kill attempt. He didn't even jump for that one, I don't think. He just got his hand in a nice position on that ball to send it over into the sand. And the Sandy Nanners take the lead in this one, 3-2 early doors. This Jack is up to serve once again here. The color difference between the two cameras is also worth mentioning, by the way. Just because, look at how bright it seems to be here. And there we go, sent over to Jack, who sends that thing. That's poor. He dives for it, but he's not going to be able to get there. Going to set a ball that low is just never going to work, and it didn't that time. But it's a nice and bright scene here in this one. Okay, well, we won't get to see camera 2 for a second, because Team Eber is serving. And, you know, the camera's got to stay on the team that's receiving the ball, of course. This one's going to hit over, and, oh, it's left alone by Allison and Max. Another communication error for the Sandy Nanners. Luckily, those have been mostly ironed out as the season's gone on, but there's still going to be the occasional blip here and there, which it's inevitable. You're playing a team sport, so just got to keep the comms up and running, keep the comms good. Once again, this serve is hit. This time, Max is equal to it. Gavin goes up. He thought he was going to count that, but he just goes straight over. The block attempt is not there, and Jack once again goes for the low set. It's not working. Max is telling him to just fix it, because you can't be doing that kind of mistake in this type of game. In a 3-5 game, it's not the 3-5 part that's important. It's the 1-1 aggregate that matters here. This time, Jack gets a spot that is great for setting, and Gavin goes for the kill, but it's going to get hit, sent straight over this time in 2 from Team Eber. A battle at the net. Gavin doesn't have a chance there. This time, Gavin gets set, and this time the set is not quite as good as it was before. Sent straight back over off the net. Jada does want to get there. Max gets a hand on it, and Jada once again sends it up and over. Great play by her. Sent over into the back row to Max. Max is there. Gavin just sends it straight over. Hit over once again. Jack just has to play that one. It might have been on the line, might not have. Who knows? Over and 1, though, from him. And the spike attempt looks like one of Gavin's getting hit far into the back row. Max is quick enough to get there. We're in a good volley here between these two teams. Max up to Jada. Jada just once again sets it up, and Gavin cannot get there. Colin this time, and it's going to fly out of bounds after his touch. And just like in game 2, it is a 3-6 game in this one for the Team Eber, who are leading the way early on. Serve is up here, underway over to Allison, and good call there from, I believe that was Max. So Allison to leave it, but from her body language, you're pretty confident she was leaving that one the whole way. Look how dark it is. Like, this shot looks so dark. The sky, of course, is going to look dark because the sun's setting on the other side, duh. But the sand, like, the sand looks darker on this one. Not sure why that is. Max does well to recover over to that one. Colin has a chance to kill it, and he does. 5-6 now. It's Sandy Nanners have brought it back with, is that Jada serving? Yes, that is Jada serving early on in this one. A nice, consistent underhand serve that are high flying and deceptively hard to return. The push over goes over to Allison from Max's touch, and Colin tries to find a good spot of sand, and it's well played. Max's touch. He redirected that thing backwards with pace, and we're going to have to cut. Yeah, we're going to have to cut to the next serve now. 5-7 is the score in this one. We are locked into a close one. Max as well to get that, and Colin's got it. Yeah, Colin hit that twice. The second hit that he had was a fantastic touch to send it over, but the first one was just off of his chest, so that point will fall for the Eber team there. As here we are 5-8 in this one. Hard server up to the line, and Max plays that one. Jada has all day to get there and just doesn't. She took a few steps back, then took a few steps forward, but just wasn't able to get there quite quick enough in that one. That serve that he has it's a missile. It's so hard to return, as shown there by Max, who has proven to be a fantastic returner, fantastic at receiving for the Nanners. Jada does really well to get under that one. Colin sends it over into set up, bumped up, and the kill attempt is gonna fall just out of bounds there. Good leave by both Jack and Jada, as Gavin is up to serve. Illuminated by the headlights of somebody over in the corner there. A little debate about the score going on there. Yeah, that red truck is just illuminating the day, the night, if you will, for the Sandy Nanners. This is going to hit over into, and Jada is not able to get the dig out of the sand. And we're looking like a very similar place. We are in a very similar place, I should say, as we were in game 2. The Sandy Nanners need to start pulling some points out from somewhere as we are entering into the middle phase of this game here. It's a 4-point deficit for the Nanners, but they overcame that in game 2. See if they can do that here in game 3. Gavin does well to get under that one. Oh, for Colin. Colin has a chance to kill it, and he does. Oh, there we go. He does. A touch was made, but it wasn't enough to keep it alive for the Eber team. I can't even tell, like, right now on the court, how am I supposed to tell these people apart, right? Black shorts, there's black hat, white hat. Okay, I can do that. But then the rest of them, one of them's got gray shorts. The rest all got black shorts, so they're all wearing the same shirt as well. Max gets the kill up at the net there. A two-handed thonkadonk. I don't know what to call that thing on the man's head. Great touch there, Colin. Okay. A soccer guy's got to respect when a soccer guy does something soccer-y. You know how it be. Why did that rhyme? I'm so sorry. Gets punched straight over. Gavin goes up for Allison. Allison just sends it straight back over. That sounded like that ball got hit twice by those two people over there. I'm not sure who got the touch and who didn't get the touch. Whatever. Doesn't matter. The point will fall for them. Good throw, Gavin. 8-11 is the score in this one here. The Sandy Nanners brought it back a little bit there. It's a 3-point game, but 3-point of a deficit is certainly not where you want to be at any phase of the game. Oh, what a serve. The movement on that ball was incredible. Gavin, I forgive you for that one. No chance to... There was no chance. What a serve. 8-12 now. Can he do it again, though? Not quite. Gavin, this time, is more than equal to it because that ball had plenty of spin on it to make it nice and readable. Doesn't matter because half this team is illiterate anyway. But hey, Gavin. Oh, that's not Gavin. That's Max. Max is in the front row. Gavin's in the back row. Tipped over the block of Jack there. Max just sends it straight back over. It's a frenzy. It's kept alive. You can't even barely tell. Sent over here. Max sends it straight back over in one. It gets hit over again. Colin up to Max. And nope, it's straight back over. Hold on. This time the spike gets up and Gavin gets a hand to it, but that hand sends it straight out of bounds here. That was weird volleyball there from both teams. Just scrambles between the front row people, mainly Max and, honestly, I don't even know from Team Eber. Jaded as well to get to that one. Jack sets it up for Max, and Max is going to send it out of bounds. Finally, I thought we saw the Twin Tower connection working, because it has not been what it has been hyped up to be so far this season. Colin sends it over, and Jack just cannot get there. 8-15. It's a 7-point game now all of a sudden. I don't even know where that came from. The points just start falling, and then they don't stop. Gavin and Colin just let that one slide between the two of them, and it's a double or nothing game right now, 16-8. The Sandy Nanners need to go on a huge run and fast here, but first they got to stop the bleeding, as that one's gonna. Is it out of bounds? Gavin said it was out of bounds, and the scoreboard said it was out of bounds, so that's what we'll trust. I could not tell from where I was sitting up in the booth here, with all honesty. 9-16. 9-17. Honestly, I couldn't even see Allison. There's some two tall bodies in the way there with Jack and Colin blocking the camera. Gavin does well to get to that one over to Jada, and Jada sends it up for Jack, and it's gonna not get over that. His left-handed smack just doesn't get enough power behind it. This is kind of embarrassing for the Sandy Nanners. After their strong performance in Game 2, I mean, in Game 1 they lost, but it was certainly close. This time it's not even. This time it's up for Jada. Jada goes up for Jack, and Jack gets a good tip on it. It's kept alive. This time Jack gets it just over his block. I thought he had the block there. Max recovers to send it over. Man, the orange gets called off by the lady on the left, and the kill attempt. Gavin does well to get that thing over. He sends it straight over. This time the block is there from Jack, and Max has a chance to kill it, and he does. Twin Towers working in tandem there. Jack with the defense, Max with the offense there. Almost exactly what those two are really best at. I mean, looking statistically speaking, Max is very good offensively, and Jack gets a lot of blocks up at the net, and that one's going to fall. Okay, maybe that was a momentum changer for the Sandy Nanners. They could bring it back here. 7 points is most certainly a lot, but 7 points is needed to win here, so, you know. And maybe not. That one got left alone there. Not sure why the camera angle didn't change on that one, but 11-19 is the score. 11-19 feels a lot worse than 11-18. I'm not sure why that is. That might just be me talking, but serve is up. Is it the underhand? It is the underhand. It's a hard underhand serve. Allie gets there, and Jack just can't recover it. And it's 11-20. Oof. 9 points is the difference in this one, which you'd think is almost unrecoverable. Colin does well to get under that ball, but it just goes straight over, and Jack's block attempt. He got a block touch, the second touch. Was that a block touch? It landed in Eber's sand, but the question is whether Jack's touches were legal or not. I won't lie, I'm not sure if anybody on the court knows. I believe they're just going to replay that point. The scoreboard hasn't changed. The server hasn't changed. Okay, we're just going to replay that point there. This was going to get hit over to Max and Allison. Couldn't tell you who touched that ball. Jack just sends it straight over. And this one's going to get hit up over Jack once again. This time he goes for the... Oh, he just didn't have the bunnies. He ran out of fuel in the legs. He's been hitting so many kills this game that eventually the juice in the legs might have just had to run out there. Jack is up to serve here. In a 12-20 game, do you go underhand or do you stick with the overhand? He sticks with the overhand, but it's a lot softer than his normal. You hit up and into the middle, and this one's going to go over Max's block, and Allison is just caught up too far forward to get a good touch on that one. And it's still a 9-point difference in this one. The Sandy Nanners need a miracle. They're holding out for a hero in this game here. Who that hero is going to be, we might find out, we might not. Depends on how the rest of the game is going to go. Serve is up and underway over to Jack, and Jada gets the tip on it to just send it into Jack's face. That was a great spot, though, on the serve there. Jada did not get a good enough touch on that one, and Jack was probably not going to get there anyway with his diving attempt. And it's 10 points now. 10 points is almost like the limit. You're just there's past the point of return here. Gavin has a chance. Oh, he didn't even need to kill it. It was over on the other side of the net from word go there. 13-22 as we are... We're in the last phase of the game here, that's for sure. There's only 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the video, so I mean you can kind of predict how it goes. But hey, serve is up from Allison, switching back to an underhand approach. It went way over there that time. Maybe that might be the play. Colin now, and it's gonna hit off the net. It kept up alive here. Max scrambling back, improvises well with that one hand, hitting it with the palm of his hand there to send it up for Colin. Great improvisation there. Max once again is called upon, and just Allison loses the battle to the net there. Simply too short, and you know, you short kings and queens in the audience, you know that there's not much you can do there with your height, so it is what it is. It's 13-22, a great hard serve. Oh, I thought that was going to be over. I thought that was going to be reminiscent of Max's serve earlier on. Okay, that's a lie. Nothing could compare to that serve Max had earlier on in this one. That thing is unmatched. Gavin up to serve, 14-23, 9 points. Gavin can be the guy. He's going to loft it up into the middle like he always does. Set up for the man in the orange. Colin gets a block touch on it, but it's just going to send it up. He threw his hands up at it at the last second, and that just put it on an upwards trajectory. And just... Okay, Jada. Good toe. Good toe. Good throw. Good toss, throw combination of the two. This team's full of QB1s. 14-24. The comeback's on. They might have one of their best servers up to the line as well. It goes over to Jada. Jada does well to get there. Gavin goes up for Colin. No, he doesn't. He just goes straight over with it. I'm trying to, like, read the play as it's happening, and I can't do it. Gavin gets a touch on it, but it's not enough. That left hand sends it straight over to Colin, and that is going to be game 14-25. Wow, certainly not the way I would have predicted that third game going for the Sandy Nanners there, as they lose 2-1 against Team Eber. In very similar fashion to how the first time they played them went earlier on in this season here. The tournament is 2 weeks out at this point in time. They have a matchup up against Sugar and Spikes next week. And they got to bring some momentum back to them, the Sandy Nanners do. As we hear the fan section for the Team Eber cheering away there. But that's going to be it for this one. Let's hope the Sandy Nanners can turn it around in the future from here. See ya.